What's going on, guys? Stein back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about going hard, and you gotta go hard. I've always had this mentality since the day I've been alive. I believe it's something that I listen to a lot of people like Teachings of Men's Fashion. He says that he believes it's something you're born with. I believe it's something I'm born with. That I just go hard no matter what, and you give it all you have no matter what. And that's always been something that's just been ingrained in my soul, as I want to put that for you guys to ingrain in your soul. Ever since I was young, I've just never wanted to, especially for when I played sports in high school, football, for example, I never wanted to go half effort, or I felt like genuinely bad if I didn't give all my effort, because I knew I had more effort. I knew I had more in me. And that's the most important part, is that if you can give everything you have, then you're good to go. And I think that's just something that I was born with. And I want to ingrain that on you guys, to put that in your guys, is like, it's something I'm born with. I've always went to go hard. I've always wanted to give it all I had, every single moment, every single time. It doesn't matter what it is, because I see this, I've talked about this before, where people will go hard, let's say in business, but their health gets out of shape. They're fat and obese, but let's say they have a lot of money. Okay, well, if we're going to the 4 pillars of the happiness: health, wealth, love, and happiness. You go hard on all of them. On health, you go to the gym, you do your cardio, you eat right, you drink a lot of water, you sleep. For business or making money, you do your job to your best of your capabilities. And this is why I don't, I don't drink alcohol or get sidetracked by drugs and things like that, because they slow you down. They just alter your performance. You can't perform at your best of your ability if you're consuming alcohol, drugs, or just any food that's not good for you, because you're not going to be able to give it your all, and you're not going to be able to give your job your best performance, or whatever you do for your work, for your career. You're not going to be able to do that to your best of your ability if you're hungover, because a lot of people do this, where they drink every single weekend and then they despise Mondays. Like, everyone hates Mondays, but Teachings of Men's Fashion, I'm referencing him again, it's like, you treat every day the same. Every day is the same. It doesn't matter. Every day is the same until you die. It's not like Monday is any better than Friday. Now, yes, Friday and Saturday you can go out, it's a little more relaxing. I understand that. But the days are the same. You still do the same things every day. You still go to the gym. You still get better. It's like, just because it's Monday, you don't treat it any different. Just like I talked about yesterday with the weather. Just because it's raining or snowing or freezing cold or hot, whatever, though, it doesn't matter. You're still doing the same thing. It's something you can't control, like I talked about in the last video. You can't control that. So, if we're talking about the 4 pillars, going hard in all 4 pillars: health, wealth, love, happiness. You want to be able to do all of them. Now, business, Steph is cold, like I said this in another video. He talked about how the 2 things that you do not want to happen are poverty and illness. You don't want to be sick, so you want to take care of your health, and you want to be poverty, and you want to have your wealth taken care of. So if we're talking about, say, wealth is probably the number 1 thing, because in order to live, you need to pay for food, you need to pay for your housing, you need to pay for gas, like all of these expenses that you need to pay for. And in order to do that, what I like to do is I like to go to the gym, I like to work out. And you're probably saying, what does that have to do with paying your bills? Well, in order to pay your bills, I don't pay any bills right now, but if I go to the gym and if I work out, if I do my cardio and if I weight train, I know for a fact that I'm going to be able to give the best of my ability to other areas. It always starts with your work. It always starts with health and your wealth. It always starts there, because, like I said, the good life. It's the order: health, wealth, love, happiness, health. It always starts there. So once you take care of your weight training, cardio, it doesn't matter what you do, by the way. You can go for a walk, you can go for a run, you can work out, you can do CrossFit, you can do an hour of pull-ups. It doesn't matter, as long as you're doing your workouts every day, because and not being lazy, because as a human being we are meant to work. I was just referencing a passage by Marcus Aurelius on his book The Meditations, and he says, once you wake up in the morning, you say to yourself, I am rising to the work of a human being. I said that to myself this morning. In Marcus Aurelius's book, The Meditations, he says, you wake up and you tell yourself, I am rising to the work of a human being. And that resonates with me because it makes the most sense to wake up and work, because that's what we're meant to do here on earth. We're not meant to sleep in bed. That's what he talks about. And he also says in the book, it doesn't make any sense to feel pleasure by laying in the bed in this comfortable, warm pillow, because you're not accomplishing anything. And as humans, we want to accomplish things. We want to get things done. We want to improve, because that's the overall goal, and that's the overall, we want to do, like, we don't want to lay in bed all day. I've talked about this before. I read this in a book. There's no point in getting out of bed if you don't have any goals, because everyone has goals. We're human beings. We want to get things done. We want to be productive, and we want to have goals. So that's why discipline is so important, because you do what you're supposed to do whether you feel like it or not. And this is very, very important, because a lot of people rely on their feelings, and this gets you nowhere in life, because there's a lot of feelings that go into not feeling good. Like, there's a lot of, you're not always going to feel good. I would say a lot of the time you're not going to feel good, but that's why it's just important to do it anyways and have the discipline, because I've read that numerous studies. Brian Tracy said, if there's a number one habit of success, it's self-discipline. It's a number one habit. Doing what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not. Brandon Carter emphasizes this so much, of how he has just an insane work ethic, an insane discipline of doing what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not. I follow him, and he inspires me because he came from nothing. And I always use this mindset, because it's always the people who have absolutely nothing that rise to the top. I also read that in a book, Mind Gym. It's always the people that have the least of the advantages that rise to the top. Somebody that comes to my mind is Shaquem Griffin for the Seattle Seahawks. He only has one arm, and he's in the NFL. He played for UCF, and he rose to the top because he had that extra drive to push himself. Just because he was dealt a bad hand doesn't mean that he's just gonna lay down and give up. He's gonna still improve. He's gonna still, make it to the NFL. He's I'm not sure if he's still in the NFL, but he made it to the NFL. I don't follow him, but I did when I saw that, because he's unique. Like, he's one of those unique players. He only has one arm. So that's very special, and that's very like impressive. That's very motivating. That's very inspiring, because that's what it's all about. It's all about motivation. It's all about an inspiration. Okay, how do these people do these things? This is why I like to read biographies. How do these people rise from such low conditions? How do they rise all the way up to the top when they had absolutely nothing, And there is a way, because I see this so much. I see people smoking cigarettes. I see people drinking alcohol. I see this all the time. And like I just talked about, that's going to slow you down. Drugs and alcohol will slow you down. If you want to rise to the top, if you want to get better, if you want to improve, which is what we're supposed to do here on earth, we're supposed to grow, improve, work. If we want to do that, we want to do that to the best of our ability. So you're not going to be doing that by smoking cigarettes, by drinking alcohol. Like, all these things, like, they just slow you. They're not going to give you the best bang for your buck. That's all what we want. We want to have the best bang for our buck. We want to rise to the top. We want to improve. Those things slow you down. So you got to go hard all the 4 pillars: health, wealth, love, happiness. All 4 of them. You have to go hard. You have to do it. I've always been one of those, like I just talked about, the person who's at the lowest and has nothing as far as like I didn't play in college. I sat the bench, like things like that. They drive you and they motivate you and they inspire you, because I talked about this in another video. Like, what am I going to do? I'm either going to give up or I'm going to keep going. Like, and there is no benefit in giving up, because then you're just living a life that it doesn't motivate anyone, it doesn't inspire one, it doesn't improve, because we always like to hear about those stories of the people, like I talked about, they rise from the bottom all the way to the top, and how did they make it there? How did they do that? Read biographies. Michael Jordan's biography, my Kobe Bryant's biography, I've talked about these yesterday. These books are very, very imperative to read. How they're in Niyu Shobo's top 100 book list. He's another podcaster I follow. They're in his top 100 book list, and I haven't got to them yet, but I'm going to get there, and I'm going to read them. This is another reason why I deleted social media, so I can read more books and stay off of social media, because social media has zero benefits, and I can get so much more done if I stay off social media and I focus on the things that I need to get done. And that's what you guys should be doing as well. Focus on what you need to get done. It's all about focus. I'm reading a book right now, Cal Newport's Deep Work. It's all about focus and deep work. It's like, you can't be distracted on your phone. You can't be distracted by whatever. Like, it's all about work, focus, get things done. There's time for that, and that always comes last. That's why the work always comes before the fun. Work always comes before the fun. You got to go hard. You have to do it. Day-to-day basis, every single day, get better. Every single day. That's the video for today. Like the video, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and we'll see you in the next video.